Hello and welcome back to Rooted at Badger Rock's virtual workshop series. My name is Forrest Smart. Many of you have seen me here before. Today we're going to be doing a cooking workshop actually. So right now it is April 1st, which actually it's election day. So when this comes out, it should be the afternoon, and I think there'll still be some time to vote. So if you haven't already voted, get out there and vote. Really important day. Also, real side note, just for my Auntie April out there, it's her birthday today, so happy birthday to my Auntie April. But yeah, getting back to it, we're gonna do a cooking recipe today. We just finished up tapping our maple trees here at Badger Rock. We have two of them out in the backyard. So yeah, tapped them for about 3 weeks or so. It was kind of a short season this year, just with all the temperature fluctuation we had. But overall, it was still a really good season. We still got a lot of sap out of it. I want to say maybe like 30, maybe even 40 gallons worth. So we were able to make some syrup out of it. We have some of that here today. I kind of learned a few things through this tapping season. One, that I need to be a little bit more conscious when I'm watching boiling the sap. It was my first time actually finishing sap into syrup this year, and I quickly realized that you have to really watch it to make sure you don't go over like that. I think it's 219 degrees Fahrenheit boiling point. I think I might have went over a little bit. So this is actually a jar that we started up of our syrup. As you can see, it's got a really kind of like caramel brown color. And I don't know if you noticed, but it's not moving very much. This was in our fridge for a while, so that might be a little bit of the reason why. But I also think I just cooked it a little bit too high. And we almost have like caramel or like almost candy now, maple candy maybe. But I think if we warm it up a bit, it'll still be good to use. We're going to try to use this for our Badger Rock classes this week. We're going to be making pancakes with them, so we can utilize our syrup and show like the good stuff that we get out of our maple trees here for our students. But this is some regular maple syrup. This is more of what you'd want or what you'd expect usually. This one's obviously a little more liquidy. So this is kind of what you're going for when you're actually making maple syrup. So we're going to use this today, no problem. The recipe we're going to be doing is called bear food today. Bear food is a wild rice dish. It's a really big staple in a lot of Native culture, especially up in like the Midwest area, Canada. A lot of the tribes in the northern states, they all harvest wild rice and eat it as one of their staple foods. So we're going to be doing bear food, which is a play on a sweet version of wild rice, a sweet dish. So usually there's more like savory or casseroles and stuff like that. With bear food, it's actually going to be berries, maple syrup, and a couple other optional ingredients as well. But yeah, I like this one. It can be eaten as breakfast food. I like it for any time of the day, honestly. It's a great energy source, a lot of nutrients, nutrient-packed food for sure. Wild rice in general is just nutrient-packed. It's got protein in it as well, as long as being a grain. And it has a lot of fiber in it, and it's delicious. I love it. It's one of my favorite foods. I've been eating it my whole life. It's always usually at gatherings or ceremonies or just like events as well. And then occasionally we just eat it on its own when we have a good amount of it. So today we're going to be using some wild rice. We're going to be using some of this store-bought rice that we have cooked up today just so we can use it up. Some other versions, we have some rice that was hand harvested, like here. You can see a little bit of the color difference. This one, the store-bought, you kind of have to cook it a little bit longer than the wild rice or wild hand harvested rice. But that's what we have here today, so we're going to be using this one. So for our ingredients again, we're going to start with a half a cup of wild rice. For cooking wild rice, it's just like cooking regular rice. You want to wash it before you cook it. So I'd say rinse it out maybe 2 or 3 times, mix it around, wait till your water is about clear. Especially if you're getting hand harvested rice, just because then it wasn't processed as heavily like this rice that we got at the store. So it might be a little bit dirtier. So you just want to rinse it out, get it nice and clear water. And then we do about, I think with the store-bought rice, since it takes a little bit longer, maybe about 3 cups of water per 1 cup of rice. So for here we had a half a cup of rice. We did about a cup and a half of water. Bring it to a boil. Then once it comes to a boil, let it simmer for about another probably 20 to 40 minutes, depending on your rice. Like I said, store-bought rice takes longer to cook, so that's good. Just take a little bit longer. You want all the rice to absorb all the water so that it opens up nice and good. And you want it to be nice and soft. You don't want it to be really crunchy. You don't want to hear any of that when you're eating it or anything like that. Or some people do, but I like mine a little bit softer. So this looks good. It's nice and cooled down as well. So we're going to put this into our bowl. That's little bits out of there. Got our wild rice. I'm going to do about a 1/4 cup, maybe a little bit less since it's only 1/2 cup of rice. Maybe a little less than a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. That looks about good. Mix it in there. Put our maple syrup in there. Next, we're going to add some berries. So you can add whatever berries you want. I have strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries here. I'm going to cut up the strawberries just a little bit so they're more bite-sized pieces. Blackberries are also really good. Other things you can add to this as well that I don't have pictured here is nuts. So a lot of times my family or others will add like walnuts or pecans. Just for allergy's sake, here at Badger Rock, and actually for me too, I have a little bit of sensitivity to nuts, so we're not going to add nuts today. But it is a really good addition as well. If I didn't have my allergy to nuts, I would really love enjoying eating them. But not today. So today we just got our berries, our rice, and our maple syrup. Oh, raisins, that's another one you could add too if you like it. Rice and raisins, I've heard of that recipe a lot in my youth growing up. My dad really likes that a lot. Get a couple of strawberries in here. Last one, let's mix these berries in as well, blueberries and raspberries. Again, so in our culture, these foods have been around for millennia. More so the raspberries. If we have blackberries are a little bit more common around these areas. Or wild rice, and then our maple syrup. So it's all stuff we've gotten from nature, all stuff that we have out in just our backyards as well. So it's really cool that we can make such a beautiful dish like this, and a really tasty one that's really nutritious for us, just right out with stuff that's grown in our backyards, more or less. So we got our berries in here, got our wild rice, we got our maple syrup. I don't have a great spoon, so we'll just mix it with this. All right. Oop, I got a little strawberry topping there. Take that one out. All right. Here's pretty much our final product. Really easy to make. All you gotta make sure you do is just cook the rice well. That's probably the hardest part about this whole recipe. And just finding good maple syrup, obviously, is a really important aspect to it too. But yeah, I'll just try a little handful while we're here just to make sure it's nice and good. Oh wow, it's so sweet. The maple syrup just really elevates it to a new level. But yeah, this is one of my favorite dishes. Love eating this. Could eat it any time of the day. Very nutritious. Got a lot of antioxidants, vitamins, fiber, grains, and then protein. Even if you add the nuts then too, it complements the proteins in the rice as well. So it's a really good, healthy dish for you. Yeah, that was really all I wanted to share today. I'm really happy we got to tap the maple trees, and although it kind of didn't turn out like I hoped to with our maple syrup that we made, it's again just a learning experience for next year to hopefully get it right. So then we'll have some good maple syrup of our own, not just maple caramel candy, whatever this is. But yeah, that'll be about conclude our workshop today. Hope you all really enjoyed it, and hope you get to make some bear food soon and enjoy the spoils of the maple sap that we got this year. Hope you tune in next time for our garden workshop. And until then, see you later.